have stayed at home. But the beginning of the strike has been marred by serious violence, with reports of a mass killing in Natal last night. At least 10 people were shot by unidentified gunmen. And today, 3 people were killed during a gun battle with the police in Soweto.
On strike and on the march in Port Elizabeth. Day one of mass action has produced one of South Africa's biggest ever protests. The ANC claim 9 out of 10 workers joined the strike, demanding that FW de Klerk should surrender power sooner rather than later.
The vast majority of South Africans today pronounce their unmistakable no to the attempts by the de Klerk regime and his colleagues to delay the birth of a democratic South Africa.
With each side accusing the other of intimidation, the army supporting the police moved into the townships early this morning to remove roadblocks. On the outskirts of Soweto, the signs were ominous. Across a road, 3 men lie dead, shot by the police before dawn. 4 police officers were injured in the shootout on a day when every death, every confrontation will be logged more carefully than usual in a country that's become depressingly accustomed to violence. As for the strike itself, empty platforms and empty commuter trains heading for Johannesburg signalled a massive stay away. Most shops in the city centre remained locked up. Bus stations were virtually empty, like the streets that are normally jammed. The message from government opponents was that unless President de Klerk yields to demands for elections and a new constitution, more strikes, more demonstrations would follow.
I think it would be extreme folly for any government to resist the type of signal that is coming from the majority of people in this country.
Definitely we are not prepared to give this regime any respite.
The deployment of an extra 5,000 police officers in the townships around Johannesburg is a measure of the government's determination not to submit to what they call coercion. Their contempt for mass action is blatant.
We sincerely hope that the ANC, once they've got this obsession of theirs for mass action out of their system, that they will then sober up again and come back to the negotiating table.
The general strike today and tomorrow will be followed by the occupation of government buildings on Wednesday. A week of confrontation seems inevitable. Beyond this first day of mass action, the test for the ANC is whether they can now sustain their campaign without losing significant public support. But more immediately, the test for those in the townships is whether or not nightfall triggers reprisals against those who defied today's strike call and went to work. John Harrison, BBC News, Johannesburg.